Welcome to Agent Tech Talk with Luis Moreno and Max Bumgardner, where insurance pros get smarter about tech. Our mission, making technology simple, practical, and powerful for insurance professionals everywhere.
Max, what's going on there, bud?
Hey, we're live and in living color. I love it. How are you?
Man, live and in color and
Yes.
an hour late. Sorry, guys. I had a meeting I could not push off. So we are bringing our 12 o'clock meeting to 1 o'clock. At least it's 12 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
Somewhere at I don't know, Denver. So yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Somewhere in Denver.
Yeah, no big deal. We could even change that intro if you need me to, Luis, so we can just make it floating.
Yeah, floating, because you never know. Meetings pop up.
That's
sometimes a client walks in. All good. Either way, guys, we've got some really good stuff to bring to you all today. So what do we have? We have Tech Talk for Agents. I have over 800 agents that I have trained, and here is the issue. Agents learn product. They learn the craft. They learn whether it's Medicare, ACA, they learn the life products, or maybe they're an auto insurance agent or P&C agent with auto, home, and commercial. They learn their product, and they're really, really good at that, and they're knowledgeable. The problem, Max, and why you're here to provide a solution and knowledge is that aside from learning the product, which is awesome and highly important, and pretty much vital, you're not going to be able to survive without that. The key is you have to get in front of people,
right?
Okay, and you've got to use tech tools to give you the ability to get in front of a ton of people, all right? And this is just something that we agents aren't really trained on, is the tech that's available to us so that we can utilize this tech to help bring in people so that we can share our knowledge with them and make a sale and make some money. That's the whole thing. That's what our meetings, our YouTube lives are for. So here's today's topic, guys. SEO. Okay. Why does it matter for insurance agents? I have always had this mentality. My website is strictly a brochure. That's it. Why a brochure? Well, they wanted to go search me. They'd go to my website and search me and make sure that I'm who I am. I guess maybe legit, but I'm not utilizing that tool like I should. And that's where Max let me know and gave me a little slap in my face. He goes, Luis, do you know that you're on the 5th page of a Google search when they're looking for insurance in your area? And I'm like, what? Are you serious? I'm down that low? And they're like, yeah, nobody goes to the 5th page. Why would they? So the whole object of this thing is to get you as close to the top so that a lead clicks on there and searches you, and you become a source for them where they're going to go get some insurance information. That's it, right? Is that what kind of tell us your version, Meg? That's what I'm seeing from the agent side.
Well, a lot there that you said is true. First and foremost, people use their website as just basically as a brochure. And really, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, some agents I've talked to said, I don't need my website to do well in SEO. I don't need it to be on page 1 or in the pack 3, the local pack 3, which is the first 3 in Google when you search for anything. 93% of searches on Google have, a local pack 3 at the top. And so a lot of agents say that. And then my question back to them is, do you want to make more money, and do you want to have organic leads? And if I hear an agent say, no, I don't need to make more money, and no, I don't want organic leads, but boy, I can't wait to pay for them. I can't wait to pay for $100 a lead and then maybe not even get anybody on the phone, so on and so forth. So I'm here to propose that why not check the boxes and make your website work for you, especially if you've had it for a long time. Why not make it work for you, right? I mean, so do some of these things that you need to do. That's kind of where I'm coming from. Organic leads are great, don't you think? I mean, you're the guru, Luis. I look to you, man.
Man, there is nothing better than a lead that you generated yourself and you did not buy it and it wasn't shared with 10, 15, 20 agents. I will just tell you guys, I've been in the business. I'm going 25 years. Don't be naive to think that when they tell you it's an exclusive lead, that it's really exclusive. I have bought exclusive leads, and the lead has just come to my email. I printed it, went to the printer, grabbed that sucker, gave it to one of my agents, call, boom, the agent, hello. And they're like, quit calling me. You're the 10th guy.
Yeah, right.
Like, what? Yeah. Are you freaking kidding me that my internet cannot be that slow? And I'm exclusive. And then you can't even get a referral or you trade it in or you request reimbursement. So ultimately, what Max is talking about is you don't want to buy leads. You want somebody to search on Google or whatever engine they're using, and you pop up and they're like, ooh, okay. And they give you some information, and that lead is yours, your lead. And then you get it, and then you're picking up the phone. Hey, or maybe they're calling you. Maybe there's a button for a live call, or maybe there's in addition to gathering their information, maybe there's an appointment calendar where they can set an appointment with you. We
can do all those things. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super, super cool. So Max, we know why it's important. Okay. We got to get in front of a ton of people. So let's get into how this can happen. What are we talking about?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share here, if that's okay.
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's see here. Present.
We'll get this going here.
Yeah. There we go.
I think you hit present. There we go. Okay.
There we go. Do we have it?
Oh, beautiful. We got it now.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So right off the bat, you just want to talk about this from a standpoint of last week we talked about Google business profiles, getting that right. Well, that factors into this SEO picture, and we're not going to bore you. We'll keep it at a brisk pace. We're also going to offer you a handout at the end, a one-page, plain English. Here's some things you can do. We'll do that for you at the end. Then the next episode, we're going to talk about AEO, which you should be prepared for. You really should. I mean, that's, answer engine optimization. So there's differences here, but SEO is still needed right in 2025. There's a lot of people saying it's useless. You can Google online. You could just Google yourself. By the way, 90% of all searches are conducted on Google still to this day. Okay. So keep that in mind. You want to be where the attention is, right? Everybody's looking at their phone. 90% of those searches being conducted on their phone are being done on Google, just so you know, or a Google partner. So how do you rank in your market? Do you know? And one of the things you can do, if you know how to go to an incognito browser instead of just your normal browser, so it'd be the 3 dots up in the corner on Google, and you just go ahead and, click those 3 dots in the top right-hand corner, click on incognito browser. Your page will change colors, and then it will not be you anymore, basically. And then you can check to see if your insurance agency or just your line, let's say you sell ACA. So let's say Obamacare insurance near me. Okay. Hit the enter and see what pops up. Sometimes you might be shocked that you're not there. Other times you might get lucky. Maybe you are in a smaller market and maybe you've been doing some of these things all along and you do show up. So that'd be good for you. But if you're not, there's things you can do, because as we get ready for AEO, we have to have solid SEO basics. Okay. And so that's one thing you can do is to test it in an incognito browser, test to see where you stand. And then off to the left, when you get that search on a Google search, you'll see how the people rank in order. Those are all your competitors. They're going after the same keywords you are. Obamacare, ACA, whatever keywords you think are going to be most used. Think about it from the perspective of the person searching for that information, and try that. The other thing is, looking at the slide here, if you don't have a Google business profile, we talked about it in the last episode, it's so important. Only 60% of businesses in America have claimed their profile. That doesn't mean there isn't one. It just means they haven't even claimed it. So it's just sitting there. It's real estate, free real estate, by the way, that all you have to do is claim it, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So why would you not do that? Or if you are too busy, have somebody on your team help you out. So that's number one. Number two, poor website SEO. All websites should have what I call foundational SEO. People in the business know what foundational SEO is. And that's, is it built right? Do you have, just in layman's terms, are the pages titled right? Are the headings titled right on the pages? Maybe the number one heading on a particular page would be called the H1. Okay. And then maybe there's H2, H3 that drops down into, different articles, for example, would be an H2. Are those headings, do they incorporate your business, what you offer in your city? Because if they don't, you're going to get your rear kicked by people who do these sorts of things, these sorts of foundational SEO. Another thing is weak citations. We talked about citations, and do you know what citations are?
Never heard of it. I haven't even heard of AEO.
Okay. Well, and all of this is going to be on the handout. So you don't have to take notes. You don't have to take screenshots. It'll all be on the handout for you, just so you know. And either one of us are accessible. That's the one thing I like about Luis. He makes himself accessible. But what are citations? So NAP, in the tech world, NAP is something really simple. It's just your name, address, and phone number. It's that simple. Okay. The problem is that a lot of people have the NAP messed up in different places on the internet. So that is a citation. That's the basic premise or the definition of a citation. So, if it was the Moreno Insurance Agency, it's got to be the Moreno Insurance Agency everywhere online. It's got to have the same address, exact address. It's got to have the same phone number. And that's the problem. So many times people have different phone numbers or a different version of their name or an abbreviated version. So like Moreno INS, that's the problem. It has to be the same across the internet. That's a citation. And getting that stuff right is critically important for SEO. It really is. And there are services that will do that for you, that sort of thing. Obviously we do it. You can do it for free. But there are 90 to 120 platforms where this information would be. All of that feeds into your SEO. So any questions so far?
You know what, Max, for you agents that are on here, two things you can do. Now, I do respond to all the comments. So, if you're on the live, just put a comment. We'll answer it. Put a question. If this is on the recording where you're watching it, put the comment down or the question. If I can't answer it, I'll hit Max up and we'll get the answer and we'll hit you right back up on that comment. But Max, I did exactly what you did. I opened up a window. I went to the incognito mode. I typed in Obamacare insurance near me.
Okay.
In fact, I want to show you the screen.
All right, go for it.
I'm disappointed, man. Not in you. I'm just disappointed in me. Hold on here. Share screen, and then let's look at this. Look at me. So look at the screen that I have.
I got to get the glasses on here. That's okay. So there's your pack 3 that we were talking about. Okay.
I'm not there.
Right. Now click under more businesses.
Okay.
See the more. Yep. There you go. Now they'll all show up. Now start at the top. So one of them is named Obamacare Insurance. Is that sponsored?
I couldn't tell you, but I'm right here, down here, Farmers Insurance, Luis Moreno.
Okay, there you go.
But I'm down here. But look, would a client hit me here, or would they rather just hit this first one?
Well, I'll ask you, do you think everybody has a attention span these days? Or do you think they want the easiest answer? You know what I mean?
They want the easiest. They're probably going to go right here.
Yeah. Well, there's 4 in front of you. Right?
Yep.
So our goal with our clients is try to get them in the local pack 3. That's our goal always. Because a lot of people won't even click where you just click. They'll just look at the 3 or go down. If you go back one page and go back to that listing, they'll just go down the organic. So there you go. There's what it looks like. All right. Now go ahead and scroll down a little bit. Yeah. So then you got Yelp, right? Is that Yelp? And then you got healthcare.gov. Okay. Good luck unseating them. They spend a lot of money. Okay. Then you got Health Insurance San Antonio. I don't know who that is. Maybe you do.
No.
Okay. But see, so you didn't show up in the pack 3 and then are you anywhere on this page?
No. I mean, I know these guys, okay. Texas Health Agents. I've heard of these guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not in page 1. Let's go to page 2.
Right. So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell agents all over the country. That's what I'm trying to say. And some of this stuff you can do on your own. So this is not a money grab on my part as much as it's hey, I'm trying to do good things for people. But, we do this sort of thing for agents. And then another thing is, Luis, when you first start this, it's not overnight. I mean, it takes a while to bump some of those people out, but if you have a game plan, you can. There's no guarantee. Anybody who tells you they can get you on page 1, that's in some cases not that hard to do in some markets to get you on page 1. But do you want to be on page 1 or do you want to be in this local pack 3 or near the search if there isn't a pack 3? That's all I'm saying.
I am with you, man. Well, yeah. Cool. Well, let's continue with, I'm going to remove this and let's go back to you.
All righty. So hopefully citations were explained. Again, we'll go ahead and give you a handout so you can look it over yourself. And if you have questions, reach out to Luis or myself. So no problem. So how to stack up, excuse me, optimized versus invisible. Okay. So fully optimized insurance agencies, whatever you sell. So the people in your market who have been paying attention to this or had geeks like me paying attention to it the whole time, they're going to be showing up. And as we talk about answer engine optimization, and that's in the next episode, so please tune in a week from today, you're going to have to have a solid foundation in SEO to compete in AEO. And we'll get into that again next week. But where this is, you want to get to the top of a list, basically. That's what search engine optimization is, quite literally. You're trying to get toward the top of the list. Answer engine optimization is you're the answer. That's it. So when you ask Alexa, or Siri, Medicare agent near me, it's going to give an answer and you want it to be you. Do you see how critically important this is? So all of that is what I'm talking about. So how do you stack up right now? What can you do right now? That GBP, remember the acronym we learned last week, Google Business Profile. Okay. Optimize that thing, at least claim it. At the very least, make sure you own it and no one else does, because that also happens. Sometimes people can claim your business profile. You never want that to happen. Usually Google's pretty cool about making them verify, but that has happened. And NAP consistency, we already learned that NAP means name, address, and phone. So just remember that has to be the same everywhere digitally online. It has to be the same. Make no mistake. So if you abbreviate your name on one and you have an office phone on another and maybe a mobile phone on another, that's killing you. So make sure that all of that's the same. Reviews are critical. Google reviews are critical. I know with Agent CRM, which Luis is an affiliate of, you can click on his affiliate link down in the show notes. Reputation management's part of that. I mean, it does a great job, and it really helps. Google reviews are paramount. Make no mistake. Some of these agencies around the country, they don't even use it. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to get Google reviews. Okay, do that at your own peril, because it's going to matter even more real soon. Site speed and mobility issues. Mobile, not mobility, but mobile phone usability. So what I'm talking about there, that's not something typically you can do unless you know what you're doing with the CMS, whatever you're using. And I'm not talking about Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. I'm talking about the platform you're using in the computer, building the website, like let's say WordPress. So if you don't know what you're doing on those platforms, then this is a little bit more difficult. So you'll need to ask your web service provider, your webmaster, to help you. But there are tools out there. Google has one where you can, do a speed test. You can just Google that speed test on my website, and it'll pop up. And then you put your domain in there and it'll show you how fast your website is. Why is that important? Well, Google grades you. It's one of a couple hundred things they grade you on. They grade you on your site speed. So if you have an old clunky website that doesn't load well, and even worse, on a small screen, on a little phone, like where most people are looking, they're not on a desktop most of the time when they're looking for your information, right? They're on a phone. I mean, go to anywhere, any restaurant, it's all ages. It's kids to 90-year-olds. People are on their phone. We just got at the insurance agency, we just got a Google review from an 87-year-old woman. And I hear agents all the time saying, people of Medicare age aren't using technology. You're wrong. They are. And it's increasing every year from here on out, just so you fully understand that. But the site speed and the mobile, how it adjusts to a mobile phone, I'm talking about your website, critically important pieces of the puzzle for SEO. So any questions there? I'm rambling, Luis. Sorry.
No, you're good. While you're doing that, I actually went to go check my website and I performed at a C level.
There you go.
I'm a C. I'm a below average performing student.
Well, I'm a student too. So yeah.
Yes. 60. I'm at, what is this thing? I mean, it's just, I'd much rather be an A. So,
right. Well, and Google would much rather you be an A if you want to get to the top of the list. All right. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not even going to show my grade. I'm just going to tell you all about it. How about
that? Well, all right. So, a couple of things you can do here. And this is on my website here. But if you want to a free website analysis, just a snapshot emailed to you, then this is on my website. It's about middle of the page. You just put your website address in there and it will email you a general report. And if you get that report and you say, hey, I want to know more. I want to know where my competitors are. I want to know what the exact problems are. We can do that for you too. Okay. And that's a no obligation thing, only good here with Agent Tech Talk because of Luis, but we can do that for you too. And, if you get that report and you say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and tackle this, great. If you need help with it and you'd like to, have a real partner that'll tackle some of that stuff, we're available to talk about that too. The thing is with SEO, it is not overnight. Anyone who tells you that it is, be very skeptical of that. Because there's a lot of things you have to do for SEO. And we'll kind of get into that just a little bit. Eventually, and we're going to talk about AEO next week. And I said before that we are going to give you a handout, a PDF handout that will be downloadable in the show notes. And that'll give you kind of a lowdown, one page. This is what I can do now for myself without spending cash. So there we go.
So guys, where do you get this handout? Down below, there's a description. You got to click on the more button. Click on the more button. It's going to open up some stuff. I'll have a link on there on this PDF that Max created that will walk you through what he just talked about. Now, Max.
Yeah.
What if an agent says, man, this is super cool, but I don't have a website? Now what? So here's our offer to you guys, and I'll let you kind of talk about that. I don't know if you're prepared for that, but I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, guys. And I don't like to promote products, promote people that I personally am not utilizing. So I have hired Max and Max Out Creative to take my my grade C website and literally make me an A website.
Right. No pressure, right, Luis? No pressure, Max.
Then Max, I'm coming to you with a offer. What can we offer our agents or my subscribers on, hey, I don't have a website and I'd like to get one?
Well, we do have packages available for Luis that are actually different than some of the packages we've advertised before, which is dangerous for us. But what I'm doing that on purpose is I'm actually a licensed agent myself. So I'm a marketing guy that is now an insurance agent. So is my wife. Okay. That's how I met Luis, because I started following his YouTube channel. I think Luis, your content's very helpful. I think you're a good guy. So that's why I'm even standing here right now in front of the camera. But we're offering a deal for a website, and then we'll handle the citations for you too. So we talked about the citations here just a little bit ago. We'll handle that for you, and then the hosting on a website. So we build the website for you. We host the website for you. We do citations for you. That's $199 a month, just at that level. There are different packages that we offer for all of it, for all of the digital marketing, if you wanted to do everything. And there's a price sheet in the notes. Okay. So in the notes section here, Luis will have that price sheet up for you. And we'll go ahead and just honor that agreement for anybody. There is a setup fee of $500, but there's no contract. It's just an agreement, meaning, you get it set up, you do it for a couple months. You don't want to do it, then you don't have to. No one's locking you into anything. Just be advised that in this monthly fee, that's a lease. Okay. So that's loosely based on a 2-year agreement. So the website remains not your property necessarily, but your website. Your domain is always yours. Obviously, we don't take your domain from you. So we can also get your website set up to work with Agent CRM, just the initial setup to complement the CRM if you're doing that. And what else did we have on there?
Yeah. So here's the package, maybe a little hard to see. Let me see if I can make this thing a little bit bigger. Yeah, I can. So guys, depending on your budget, you've got the essentials package, you got the growth package, got the dominance package. You got to pick what you go with. But on this $199 a month, you're getting a WordPress website, which, guys, I'm an agent. I don't know what the hell that means, but obviously I guess it's a better version of a website than just a cookie cutter website. Business listings, so claimed and synced across 30 plus directories to improve your SEO.
Correct.
This is my pet peeve right here, man. Do I sometimes talk to agents and I still see johnsmithinsurance@gmail.com.
Right.
I'm like, oh, come on, man. Yeah, I know at the beginning you're starting, but you should be john@thesmithinsuranceagency.com.
Amen.
Okay.
Yes. Right. So we'll help you set that up. Sometimes there's a monthly fee for that because that's not something we offer. So I'm always going to recommend that you do a Google Business Suite email setup. That's not a Gmail at the end, by the way. With Google, you can have any domain, but it's still operated by Google, and that's my recommendation. We can make an episode about that. Professional emails, because that is one of your pet peeves, Luis. I've heard you say that in other videos. You don't like that at all. So
I'm like, it's okay. And I know you're just starting some agents, but you know what? Sometimes you got to start playing with the big boys. Okay.
That's right.
The CRM, guys, the integration with the CRM, vital.
Yes.
Okay. If you're like, I don't have a CRM, well, you know what? I can help you with that. And again, I'm not pushing or recommending a product that I don't use myself. I use Agent CRM day in, day out. It is the lifeblood of my agency. So Agent CRM, I create a lot of stuff on there that I share with you guys. So if you do not have a CRM and you're thinking, well, you know what? I want to give a CRM a shot. Here is the link for you guys to go and try it.
Right.
Boom, there it is. So I just posted that in there. So just copy that and you're rocking and rolling.
Right.
And then you get, in addition to having the website that Max can create for you, then you'll have it integrated to the CRM. So if somebody puts in their info on a lead request form, there'll be a link where that automatically gets put into a contact so that you can start doing something with it.
Right. And part of our deal, if you stay with us, part of our deal is you get a brand new website every 2 years. So,
there we go. Huge.
Yeah.
And then we go into the growth package, the dominance package. On those, obviously you're doubling down on really working your way of getting up there.
Yeah, and those like, when I come on here, I'm hoping that every time we can provide value without just a money grab. And that's what I'm going to pledge to do with Luis, is try to share some knowledge and break it down so it's understandable. A lot of people glaze over when you talk about SEO. It's still important, folks. It really is. It's so important. And it's going to be even more important of a foundation for answer engine optimization. So that's kind of where we're coming from with this particular episode.
So super cool, guys. I will post this link. I will post this document, a link to this document down below, along with the other document that I'm going to post that talks about helping you out with all the stuff that we talked about here in episode 2. Very cool. Again, guys, Agent Tech Talk with Luis and Max. We are helping you guys get ahead. We're going to pass the average agent that's not doing anything. Either they're buying leads or they're whatever the heck they're doing. Awesome. All of us should be doing whatever we can to generate leads. But now we're going to use this tool to take us ahead of those agents. And again, I like competition. It doesn't matter what. I'm competing and I want to win. So how I win, my bank account gets fatter.
Right.
Hell yeah. And I'm closing more deals and I'm helping more people. That is the ultimate goal.
Imagine a world where, it's just all referral business. And what you don't get from referrals, you're getting organically. And every time somebody calls and says, hey, we got a guaranteed way for you to have 10 warm leads a week, blah, 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 you can just say, you know what? I've got all I can handle. Thank you very much.
Yes. What a good problem to have.
Right.
Most
exactly.
definitely. So. All right, guys, we're going to end that episode 2, Agent Tech Talk, why SEO matters more than ever. And I am now realizing, man, it is super important. I want to get into that section there, guys, where there's 3 agents. I want my name to be there.
Right.
Just imagine, I do very well right now, and I'm nowhere near that. I need to get into that top 3. So with Max, hopefully I'll get there soon. I know it's not going to be instant, but we're going to do everything we can to get into that top 3.
Right.
Max,
exactly.
Thanks again. I appreciate it. And guys, stay tuned. We will be bringing you next week. We'll be back on track, 12 p.m. Central Time. We will be doing our Agent Tech Talk. And let me tell you what we're going to be talking about next week, guys, so you can prepare. Last week, we talked about setting up your Google profile, your business profile. So if you haven't done that yet, go watch episode 1. We have a downloadable how-to that will show you how to claim if you haven't claimed, and also what you need to do so that you can get your Google business profile done.
Right.
Then, of course, today, SEO matters. And then next week, man, we're getting super techie. All right, this is good. The SEO versus AEO, getting found by clients and smart devices. Oh, right. Yes, yeah. Getting found. And you are right. Max, you made a comment. Seniors, you Medicare agents, your seniors are on this all the time.
They are, man. That's the fastest growing segment on Facebook, because Facebook for young people is archaic. They think Facebook's for old people already, and they're right. That's one of the fastest growing segments on Meta, on the platform, is seniors. So be where the attention is for your clients, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Well, guys, don't miss out. Next Wednesday, 12 o'clock Central Time, we will be talking about AEO versus SEO. Cool. Right. Max, thanks again, man. I appreciate you being here.
No problem. Thank you.